Um, yeah, so guys, welcome to today's tutorial. And today we are going to look at how to install Laravel on a Linux machine. And today, the Linux operating system I'm using is called Ubuntu. And yeah, let's dive right in. So, for Laravel, there are a list of tools that are required for us to be able to install Laravel on our machine. So, Ubuntu as an operating system, a newly fresh installation doesn't come with PHP installed and all these tools. So we are literally going to start installing them, and then we see how we can set up Laravel for our development. So the first tool that I'm going to start with is PHP, and I'm going to search for the terminal, and then the command that I'm supposed to use to install PHP on my machine is sudo apt install php. Then I come and paste it into my terminal, and then I press enter and I put in the password, and then it's able to install for me PHP on my machine. So right about now, for me, I'm going to press N because I had already installed PHP on my machine. So let's go to the next tool that we are supposed to install. So the next tool is going to be Apache, the Apache server. And to do this on a newly freshly installed Linux system, we are going to type sudo apt install apache 2. So this is how we install an Apache server onto our machine. So basically for me, I'm going to press N because I already have Apache installed. So before like this tutorial had already begun. Then the other thing I have to install is MySQL, the database. So for our Laravel development, we are going to be using MySQL as the database. And to be able to install MySQL, we use this command. It is sudo apt install MySQL server, and then we paste it into our terminal, and then we press enter. But as for me, I already have MySQL installed on my machine, and I'm going to press N. Then the other thing that we're going to install is Composer. So Composer is this PHP tool that helps us to be able to work with PHP tools, and also it's the one that is going to be able to help us install Laravel on our machine. So to do that, there are quite a few steps that we're going to follow so that we're able to install Composer. And for those that would want a list of these commands that we have installed, I'm going to attach a document in the description below, a link to that document that has all these commands, and so that you can just be able to copy and paste, and you have your Laravel installation set up properly. So the first command that we are going to copy is php-r copy. So make sure that you copy these commands as they are from the document, and then you press enter. I hadn't pressed Ctrl C, so you're supposed to copy these commands one by one. One by one, like this. Then you press enter. Then after pressing enter, then you come and choose the next command, which is this one. So this is going to be the next command that you're supposed to copy and paste into your terminal. Then the other command is going to be this one, PHP Composer setup. Then the last one is going to be this one. So after copying these commands and putting them inside your terminal one by one, your Composer will have been set up properly, and then something like this. So for me, as per now, I'm going to clear my whole terminal because I had already done this process and Composer is already installed. And with that, for you to be able to verify that Composer has actually been installed on your machine, you type composer --version, and this lists for you the Composer version that is installed on your machine, as well as the PHP version that is installed on your machine. Then also, to be able to verify that MySQL database was successfully installed, you're going to type the command, which is MySQL --version. Then this will also list the specific version of the MySQL database that was installed on the machine. After that, we are going to now create our Laravel project using Composer. So to be able to create a Laravel project using Composer, we are going to copy the command composer create -project -prefer -dist Laravel / Then in here we're going to insert the project name. So basically, I'm going to copy this whole command and I paste it inside my terminal. After that, after pasting the command, then I create now the project name after the command is done. So this is where I type the project name. So today's project, I'm going to call it Bookman. Enter. Then you're going to see that it's going to create for you a Laravel project, and Composer is going to go and download all the Laravel resources, all the Laravel tools, so that our whole installation process is done and completed. So yeah, as per now, we are going to wait so that our whole project is successfully set up. Meanwhile, I'm going to be creating a database in MySQL. So with this, I'm going to create a new terminal window and I'm going to log in inside MySQL using my terminal. So to do that, we are going to type a command sudo mysql -u root then -p, because as you're setting up MySQL, in the previous steps I showed you how to install MySQL. So in here it would ask you, or it would prompt you to create a user and a password. So those credentials are the ones I'm going to place in right here after this specific command. So right now I'm going to insert the password, and then looks like I had a typo inside my command, so it's supposed to be MySQL, not MSQL. So right now I am successfully logged into my SQL database, and for me to be able to create a database, I have to first list the databases that are installed inside my MySQL. So to do that, I use a command called show databases. Then I use a semicolon at the end. So this is going to list for me all the databases that are installed on my machine. So for those that have a freshly installed MySQL databases, you might find yourself having only like 4 databases pre-installed by MySQL. Then for me to be able to create a new database that I'll use for my Laravel project, I'm going to type in a command create database. Then after that, I insert the database name that I would want to install, which is Bookman. Then at the end of the command, I use a semicolon and I press enter. So right now, if I type show databases again, it is going to list for me all the databases that were created, as well as my new database that has just been created. So after creating my database, I'm going to go back and finding that now my Laravel project has successfully been created by Composer. I'm going to list ls-la. I'm going to list, and I'm going to find out that my project has been created inside a directory called Bookman. So I'm going to cd inside Bookman, or change my directory so that I now go inside the project cd Bookman. If I ls, I'm going to find out that now these are, let me retype the command again. You're going to find out that these are the Laravel project files that have been created by Composer. So right about now, I'm going to open my VS Code. I'm going to open my VS Code by typing code So as I wait for my VS Code to open, so it's now open. To be able to run this newly installed Laravel project, I'm going to go to my terminal and I create a new terminal. So with this, since it's a new project, I'm going to trust the authors. As we open our terminal, I'm going to type PHP artisan serve and type enter. Then you're going to find out that our project has been successfully run, and you're going to find out that it is being run on this specific URL and this specific port, which is 8000. So I'm going to control click so that I'm able to display it in my browser, and right about now Laravel has been successfully installed on my machine. So right down here you can see the Laravel version, which is 11.40, and the PHP version that we're using, which is 8.3.6 as of today when I'm recording this tutorial. So that's how you install Laravel on your Ubuntu machine. Then in the next tutorials we are going to see and deep dive into the Laravel directory structure, and also we are going to connect our newly created database to our Laravel project and be able to work with Laravel properly and understand it more and more. So guys, please subscribe and like the video because it helps me so much as we continue on this journey of learning Laravel. So thank you very much and see you in the next tutorial.